I work for the American Visionary Art Museum down in the Inner Harbor. I'm the education coordinator there. And so my focus is mainly working with the community and schools and doing a lot of outreach there. I'm an artist also. So when I was an undergrad, I actually was a printmaker and I studied contemporary art. And when I finished my undergraduate degree, I didn't know what to do, which I think is a pretty typical scenario, and decided to kind of decide if I wanted art to be a part of my life and do the extreme. And I went into the Peace Corps, and I lived in Cameroon, in West Africa, for 2 years, and I was a teacher there. And while I was there, I decided that I loved working with the community, but I didn't love being in schools. So I liked having more of a mentor relationship with students, and I couldn't abandon art, that I needed that to be a part of my life too. So I actually when I came back from the Peace Corps, I applied to graduate school programs, and I got into the Rhode Island School of Design, and I'm actually getting my master's there in community arts. I lived in Providence last year and took classes, and now I'm writing my thesis. So I'm working and writing my thesis and doing it all online. I lived in Frederick, which is a little bit outside of Baltimore, for a year after I got back from the Peace Corps, and so I'd spent a lot of time in Baltimore and made some friends here, and I really liked it. And when I was in Providence, a friend of mine told me about the job at the Visionary, and I came down and I met with them, and even though I didn't necessarily go to school for museum education or know a lot about museums or have a ton of experience in them besides just being in the art world, I was excited about the Visionary because it's a really different kind of museum, and also they were excited about me because I was, wanted to reach out to the community and was really excited about being in Baltimore and doing different projects that involved the community in Baltimore. Anybody who has spent any amount of time in Baltimore and gone to the farmer's market in the summer or anywhere, it's so small. And I've lived in a lot of different places, and I haven't even been in Baltimore that long, and you run into people that you know. And, sometimes you want a little anonymity, but sometimes that's really nice. And I think that partly for me, while I do love Providence, I think I'm coming from there in a place where that was really about education for me. And so when I came here, it was really amazing to be automatically included in an art community through the museum and have people be really supportive. And, there's just so much stuff going on, and it feels really new. I actually first heard about the Urban Forest Project when it was in New York. A friend of mine was living there, and she'd sent it to me, and so it kind of was a little bit on my radar from that. And I really liked the idea, but that was when I was living in Providence. I think I'd first heard about it. And then earlier this year, a good friend of mine who was a graphic designer had sent out, kind of the call for submissions, and I remembered the project from New York, and I was really excited about it. I think environmental issues are really important, and I think that this project really makes people aware of that, and it's something that is really interesting to me, and so it made me want to be involved in it also. One of the things that you asked was that it be a tree and inspired by a tree, and I think I wanted to think about that in a different way and not just have the shape of a tree, but have something that's obviously really recognizable about a tree, which is, the grain of the wood, and thinking about carving something into it. And I don't know if I had one specific moment of inspiration, but I think that if you think about, either somebody carving into a tree or the idea of a tree actually kind of speaking and having a voice, it can be either one of those things. And I just like that idea. The great thing about the Urban Forest Project is, first of all, awareness, getting people to understand the collaboration between art and design and the environment and Baltimore and the community. I think that that's the first thing. I think also that just among the community of Baltimore, being in the parks and also the artists, getting people out there and together, I think that just having this kind of conversation, I actually am from the West Coast, and I grew up in a place where recycling came every week and garbage pickup was every other week, and that was normal. And so it's really interesting to be in Baltimore, and there isn't an awareness about a lot of these environmental issues, and it's so great to see the change of recycling just happen, so it's all can be in one bin and making that really easy for people. And I think that it's happening because we're talking about it more, and we're talking about it more because of projects like this.
Can you just count down from 5 to 1 backwards?
It's a test.